Hi everybody! Today we're going to look at a few vowels. Some of them are easily mispronounced by English learners. I'll teach you a tongue twister so you can practice these sounds. These are the vowels we're going to look at today. Here I'm using the International Phonetic Alphabet, what we call the IPA. IPA is what is taught in China and is used in many English-speaking countries, including the UK. But it's not widely used in America. American dictionaries use their own phonetic symbols. I speak with an American accent. I'll show you the American phonetic symbols along with the IPA today. The symbols I show here are the ones used in the Webster's Third New International Dictionary. One more thing I would like to say is that the definition of a standard American accent is vague. It's not defined the same way as 普通话, the modern standard Mandarin, which clearly regulates the pronunciation of every single word. In America, there are many regional accents with unique characteristics. The standard American accent isn't what is, rather what is not. If an accent is clearly identifiable to a certain region in the US, then it's usually not considered as the standard accent. For example, the word C-A-R, universally it is accepted as car in America, but in Boston, people call it ka. What most Americans call lobster, Bostonians say lobster. For the word coffee, which most Americans say coffee, some New Yorkers call it coffee. For the word press, some people from the South may say press. You can usually find good references of the standard American accent in two places. One is in Hollywood films, especially big budget movies with big star actors, except in situations where certain regional accent is an important part of the character's persona. Another good reference is nationally broadcast news programs. Now let's look at our tongue twister. This one is pretty old and well known. There are quite a few different versions. Let's look at one of them, and we'll do it slowly first. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said, "This butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So Betty Botter bought a bit of butter better than a bitter butter, which made her bitter batter better." Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said, "This butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So Betty Botter bought a bit of butter better than the bitter butter, which made her bitter batter better." Okay, let's look at these keywords one by one. Remember that we'll have both the IPA symbols, which I'll mark as IPA, and we'll have the American phonetic symbols, which I'll mark as US, so you can compare them. Betty and better. This vowel sound is e, same as in these words. Bet, ted, said, fed, net, bet, set, and pet. Also, there are many words here with double T's. Americans pronounce this type of double T's like d. So it's Betty and better instead of Betty and better. Botter. This vowel sound is the same as in these words. Pot, hot, top, lot, father, and not. Take notice that these two words, father and not, have different vowels in the British accent. The British say father and not. But in the American accent, they have the same vowel. It's father and not. The next word, fought. This vowel sound is the same as in these words. Fought, caught, taught, and coffee. Bit and bitter. This vowel is same as in pit, fit, lip, wrist, and lid. Butter and butt. This vowel is the same as in up, cup, luck, love, stuff, and stuck. Put. This vowel sound is the same as in look, book, should, could, and would. Batter. This vowel sound is the same as in these words. Battle, bat, bad, dad, cab, and cap. Sweet! Now let's do our tongue twister one more time. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said this butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So Betty Botter bought a bit of butter better than the bitter butter, which made her bitter batter better. Let me give you a shorter version. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter to make her bitter batter better. One more time faster. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter to make her bitter batter better. Now even faster.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was bitter, so Betty bought a bit of better butter to make her bitter batter better.
The last one was digitally sped up. But you get the point, right? I hope that you had fun. It was a lot of fun for me. I'll see you next time.